This cassette's really noisy. In this video I'm going to try and find out why, and I'm also going to have a look at the special mechanism on this cassette. Hi, it's me after editing this video. I shot it a month ago, I edited it last night, and then watching it through after the final edit I've decided that it's a very boring video. There's hardly anything of interest, there's no solution to the problems of these cassettes squeaking. Just about the most interesting part is these funny white fingers in this red one. So go down to the description and look at the chapters there and go straight to the bits that you think might be interesting. At the end of the video there'll be a really short summary of what I've found out since editing the video for these two cassettes. So back to the main video. Hello and welcome to another video. I love the look of these 70s cassettes, but I'm scared to use them because this one's very noisy when it's being rewound, and I'm worried about it damaging the cassette deck or just making too much racket if I use it as a cassette to record on. This one as well, this one, the difference is it has the SM logo, which in this case says special mechanism, but I've also seen it a security mechanism, which is a couple of sort of fingers that help spool the tape. It's supposed to spool the tape on easily, more evenly should I say. And because of that, on a cassette comeback video, it was actually shredding parts of the tape when he was rewinding it. So bearing in mind these have got screwed shells, and I can't use them because I'm too worried about any damage they'll cause to the deck, I'm going to take them to pieces and see what's inside. Okay, so we shouldn't be using a magnetic screwdriver bit for these, but I'm not bothered about the contents of the cassette at the moment. I've only ever taken, I think, 2 cassettes to pieces, and one I tried to fix and it didn't work. I wonder if these are captive screws. It doesn't seem to want to come out. Oh, there they go. Yeah, so shall I just play it again and you can have a listen to the sound of it. That's the same. There we go. That's good. It's not a cassette player because I've rewound other cassettes in this and it sounds fine. Ah, it's not making the noise now. Let's rewind the other side. There you go. That's pretty naughty, pretty noisy, isn't it? So it seems to be when one spool, when it's getting to the beginning of the side, or it could be the amount of tape that's on the spool, I suppose. Yeah, that one's still binding there. There we go. Well, it's not wound very evenly. Is that all it is, do you reckon? So these slip sheets, this is only what I've learnt from, mainly from Cassette Comeback. Oh, look at that. So it's got a little, oops. That's got little indentations in it, I suppose, though I can't feel them. There'll be one on the other side as well. There we go, that might be a bit easier. So is that shaped? So I think what happens is this is supposed to have a shape on it to help. Oh yeah, it is. It's very slight. Okay. Yeah, so they're very slightly bent out, these spokes if you like. And that's to push against the tape when it's winding and keep it packed on the centre of the spool. You know, so it's all parallel to each other. You can see there, that's not a very nicely wound cassette. So 2 things I'm guessing could happen here. One, that could be just dirty. Whatever that is, that could be on the other side actually. Is that hair? There's hair on the other side. Yeah, there's a hair in there. Yeah, and I wonder what that is. Now, what's that mark on that tape there? I have no idea what that is. It looks pretty clean inside. So people talk online about lubricating tapes. Now, I think it's absolutely crazy to lubricate the actual tape, because any lubrication you put on there is going to get on your cassette head decks, your cassette deck heads, and that would be a totally bad idea as far as I'm concerned. I suppose you could lubricate these, but that's what this slip mat is supposed to be. So I wonder whether these slip mats get old. I wonder if they come off. Yeah, come off. It's going to be hard for the camera to focus on this. Let's put it on the back of my hand. There we go. So they come off, but I can't spin them round because the convex part on there, which keeps the tape nice and neat, is going to be concave on there. So that's not going to work, is it? There's a lot of static on it though. Look at that. It could be on me, I suppose. So I think what I'm going to do is try and wind this more evenly onto this spool, but I'm not sure how. But that is weird, that mark there. Yeah, I don't know what that could be, unless it's just wear. Don't really know. Right, let me have a think. Okay, two things I could try. One is I could try putting something on the slip sheet, like a polish, which has some sort of silicone in it. You know, so any polish that will make it slippery. Put that on there to reduce the friction. It could be these where the hub is rubbing against here, or just vibrating against there. But I don't really want to put any grease or anything on it. So I think what we'll do, I'll put that one to one side, and the other thing I can do is just put it all back together again and run it through a cassette player, laying down, and play it in the play position all the way through both sides, and see if that evens up the tape pack on that. So before I do that, let's have a look at the red one and see if there's anything different in the red one for this special mechanism. So here we go, cool looking cassettes. That reminds me of, oh, it's a BASF tape. Right, okay, I was going to say that reminds me of another BASF I've got. Well, that was hard to do that one. Oh, so drop the screws on the tape, that's a good idea. Oh, I forgot to play this one. I don't know whether that made a racket. Oh, look, there's stuff in there. Give that a blow. Okay, so these are the two fingers that Cassette Comeback was talking about. And I think the point of this is they're supposed to be... I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? There we go. Oh yeah, I don't like the look of that. So hang on, is that right? Yeah, so that is on the inside of the tape, and as the tape unspools, it's like a guide, but while they're looking at this one, it's at quite an angle. As that tape is playing in that direction, or fast forwarding or rewinding in that direction, that tape is being pulled off of there. That's got to increase the wear on the tape, isn't it? I would imagine that's a significant amount of extra wear on the tape. And what had happened when Cassette Comeback did it, I think he took one of these apart as well. As it was spooling on fast forward or rewind, he had a ferrochrome tape, I think it was, and one layer was the ferric, and then there was a layer of chrome as well. And what it was doing is, as it was winding through, it was literally shredding off one of the layers of the tape. But this one's just a normal Type 1 cassette, a normal ferric cassette, I think. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there, it shows you there that mechanism. So what he did was he took out these extra finger things, took them out, and I think I'll probably do the same. No point in having them in there if they might damage the cassette. Get them out, it's not so easy. Oh, there we go, it's easy, isn't it? This one might not be so easy. There we go. So now that's the special mechanism. And I'm sure I've seen it somewhere that says security mechanism. So, any dirt on that? No, not really, it looks pretty good. That's only got 3 spokes on it, whereas the other one had 5, I think. So, let's put these back together. And then I'm going to play this one, rewind this one, see if it makes a racket. Now I've taken those, I don't think I've ever rewound this one because I was worried about that special mechanism shredding the cassette. Shredding the tape, should I say. I've got the tape pinched in there. This is easier said than done. Yeah, there we go. We've got it in there. Yeah, where's my bic? Right, okay. Let's try again. Yeah, keep pinching the tape in there, look. There we go. That's got it. Let's screw this one back together again. There we go. So let's put that one in and see if that's going to make a racket. Sounds right on that side. I'm going to play it as well because I've not played this one. I was just too worried about what it might. Okay, I can't play too much of that, but it's pretty poor sounding player. So the cassette might be better, but the player is not very good anyway. Okay, so that wine's fine now. So let's listen to that side. I must be blank at that point then. Oh yeah, it's only 30 minutes on that on side A. What side? Oh, on side B. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's try this green one. Oh, I've got to put it back together again. Hang on a second. I fear I'm getting. Oh yeah, there's a lot of static on that. On the cassette and the slip sheet. Lots of static on it. I wonder if I can solve that problem. Okay, look at the state of that pad. Luckily it's not on the side of the cassette that is touching the head. Right, I think we're nearly done now. That was hard work. There's dirt under that slip sheet, you know. Where is it on that slip sheet? It's on it. What side's it on though? It's very static. You know what, I'm going to have a bit of IPA on that. There's probably some sort of chemical on there the IPA will take off. But some people literally put a lubricant on these things. That's quite, yeah, it's on the outside, so that must be. I wonder if there's a kink in it somewhere. And then that's just rubbing hard on the tape and taking the taking it off, taking off the oxide. There's a fair bit coming off. Right, let's try and put this back on. Okay, here we go. That was easier. Right, let's put the screws back in. Okay, let's pop that one back in the cassette deck and see how bad it sounds. Actually looks on camera a lot slower on that wheel, on that one as it does in real life. Let's try fast forwarding it. Yeah, it seems right that way. Let's try the other way. Yeah, so I think what's happening there is this spool is full and that's where it's been dragged from. So this one's going around at the speed the motor can take it. And this one I think is probably just rattling around with vibrations as it's spinning through. Because if we do it the other, I wonder if, yeah, let's try it the other way. Let's go fast forward in the other direction and see what happens. So that's fine. Alright, I'm going to go all the way back. Let's get this up the right way. I'm going to go all the way forwards on side one and then all the way back on side one and see if that solves the noise problem. I won't let you sit through that, I'll just let you know if anything interesting is happening. Yeah, I'll let you listen to this, we're not far through. So this is the motor that it's been pulled onto, the spindle it's been pulled onto, and this one is just being dragged around by this one. But I think what it is, it's where they're loose on the spindles, this white bit in here, can't really see, but this bit here is loose. And I think it's just where it's vibrating. So if anything had to be lubricated, it'd be the white bit, but I'm not putting grease on the inside of these. Anyway, I'll be back if anything else happens. Yeah, it starts to make quite a racket again as it's getting to the end of that, or to the forward end of that tape. No auto stop on this. This is actually quite a good quite a good player for rewinding. Dogs here. Don't have any dogs, so it's not mine. So let's just rewind it. So I was fast forwarding to the end of side one, and now I'm going to rewind it to the beginning of side one. I can't get the camera any lower than that. I'll let you know if it starts making any racket. Yeah, it's getting close to the end and it's making that racket again. I think it's just the speed that the spool is being pulled around at is making it vibrate. I don't think there's anything wrong with the cassette, I think, unless it's just worn. Yeah, it's just right at the end. So I wonder if this cassette is now packed a bit better onto the spools. It's going to be hard to see. Well, it does looks a little bit better than it did, I suppose. Maybe not, but I think once I've played it through one way, it might be better if it's played in a cassette deck that is horizontal, but it won't make any difference if it's vertical. Right, I put the red one in my Pioneer system, and this is the remote control for it, wired remote on the back of this. Just hopefully this won't trigger a copyright problem, so have a listen to this for a second.
Okay, now the next number is from the new album, time for another. It's called Sail On My Brother.
I think my battery's flat. I think that sounds all right. Obviously, I'm playing it on speakers, which are behind monitors, behind like computer monitors, but that sounds all right. So let's try the other side. I had to stop it because it was really loud then. Okay, I can't take any more of that, but that one sounds all right. So I'm willing to put this green one in the cassette now, in the cassette player now, and have a listen to see what it's like. So it's playing forwards. I'm going to use this to skip forward to the first track. Oh, I wasn't very far anyway. Yep, that's a bit heavy. So where's that cassette box gone? There it is. Let's have a listen. Well, that doesn't sound too bad in that cassette player. So yeah, Deep Purple, obviously some sort of metal band, and then Jess Roden band, never heard of them. But what I think I'll do is just, I'm going to fast forward this one in my Pioneer deck, which is like a sort of like mid-range. I think it's not high-end, so it's not audiophile, but in terms of regular consumers, it's sort of one step above basic, but not good. So let's see if that's, when I rewind it, it still makes that racket. No, it's not making that racket anymore, so that could be the cassette deck, I suppose, being a bit better than the shoebox one I was having. Right, so here's the summary. Just after editing, I wanted to bring you up to date on what's been going on. This one here, the quality of this actual tape is so bad that it's hardly worth using. And even though I've played it all the way one way and all the way the other way to try and get rid of that squeak, it's still squeaking. So its life is too short, and I've got too many good cassettes to worry about that one. Similarly, this one, it squeaks as well. The quality of the tape is quite good on this one, but it just squeaks when you play it. So there's no point in me using either of these two cassettes. So what I'm going to do, and I think what I could do is take them apart again and give them a spray with a polish multi-surface cleaner like Mr. Sheen in the UK, and that will add a layer of silicone to those slip sheets and also to the hubs on the tape. And then I've got to wind all the tape off of one side onto the other hub and then spray that one with Mr. Sheen. But quite frankly, life is too short for that kind of effort when I've got some very good quality cassettes, used and new, which I could use instead. So I think I'm just going to wait now until about 2 or 3 weeks after this video goes live, just to see if there's any other comments on there, and then I'm probably going to end up, these are probably going to end up in the landfill. I'll save the boxes and stuff, but they're lovely to look at, but I've got too much else on my desk at the moment. So thanks again. Sorry there was no conclusion or no fix to this squeaky tape issue, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. See you in the next video.